If you told me a few years ago that I would be here, walking to the gym, moving my body, dancing under the sun, I'm not sure I would have believed you. Back then, I was in a very different world. I used to work in consulting and accounting and finance, rooms where I was the only Black woman making executive decisions. I remember moments so clearly. My old boss, a partner in the firm, looked at me in the eye and said, "I'm not impressed by you." That sentence burned me. Matter of fact, it still kind of makes me feel away because like so many of us, I pushed through. I fought my way from senior associate to manager. I worked twice as hard for half the recognition. Hustling late nights, early mornings, and after hours, I partied in New York City and London to numb the pain, numb the stress, and the adrenaline kept me going. But inside, y'all, I was so disconnected from my mind, disconnected from my body. But deep down inside, I knew that this wasn't the life that I wanted to live. And then lupus came. An autoimmune disease diagnosis came that cracked everything open. And yes, I will say it. Lupus saved me. And yes, it's true. Autoimmune diseases primarily affect women and communities of color. But guess what? Lupus saved me because it forced me to stop, to listen, to face all the parts of me that I've been running away from. The hustle, the perfectionism, the need to prove, the people pleasing, the lack of boundaries. None of that actually mattered anymore when I was too sick to get out of bed. And my story just doesn't begin with me. My mother has lupus. She raised 5 of us as a single mother, and I watched her suffer in silence, push through unimaginable pain day after day to care for us. I saw her strength. I saw her resilience. I saw her sacrifice. And today, I am grateful for that. Grateful that I could still call my mom on the phone and hear her beautiful voice. Grateful that I could walk this path with the awareness of her journey and with deep respect for the women who came before me. And that's why I say this with so much truth in my heart, y'all. There's no one way to heal. Someone wrote in my DMs, and I'm so grateful for this question. What is your biggest lesson with healing? And that is my biggest lesson. That is, there is no one way to heal. Listen, I've heard some incredible stories. People healing through fasting, by eating carnivore diets, by traveling to Mexico to get specialized treatment, others through breath work, movement, ancestral practices, food, nourishment. But there's no formula. There's no one path. And honestly, that's the beauty of healing. But let's talk about this. Even the word healing. We use it like it means the same for everyone, but it doesn't. Healing is personal, ongoing, sometimes messy, and always evolving. For one person, healing might mean having clearer skin. For another person, healing might mean sleeping throughout the night with little pain. Healing might mean being able to move your bowels. Healing might mean being able to get out of the bed to go for a walk. Healing might mean being able to throw a ball with your kid and play. And for me, healing is being able to move with joy again, to dance, to breathe deeply, to feel connected to my body. And after so many years of ignoring it and not understanding it, frankly, because I learned so much in these last couple of years, like how to track my menstrual cycle. What does it mean in my follicular phase? How are my hormones? It's okay to say no. It's okay to try again. And here's another truth that we don't say enough. We need to release the toxic idea that healing only counts if you're cured, quote unquote, or off medication. Y'all, I'm grateful that steroids once saved my life. And I'm just as grateful for ginger, turmeric, grounding, rainbow, colorful food, breath work, laughter, Mother Nature, the rituals that sustain me now. And it's not all or nothing either. You get to define what healing looks like for you. Listen, I come from a lineage of strong Black women who carried so much, often without rest, without space to process, without a platform to use their voice. So part of my healing has been learning to move differently, to honor my nervous system, to listen to my body's wisdom, to know that rest is resistance too. And today my medicine is movement, is joy, is gratitude, is nourishing food, is community, it's the earth beneath my feet. Some days I can run. Some days I rest. Some days I dance under the sky. And that counts as healing too. So if you're watching this, here's what I want you to know. That there is no one way to heal. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to follow someone else's perfect protocol. You don't have to erase your past to embrace your presence. Your healing can hold both, the parts of you that survived and the parts of you that are now learning to thrive. And if you too come from a lineage where survival was a priority, know that joy is your birthright now. And what brings you joy? Is it cooking a delicious meal? Is it having a juicy conversation? Is it dancing? And deep restorative rest is also your birthright. And we need to learn how to honor that. Now, this space, this channel is where I share what I've learned through personal experience, clinical knowledge, and ancestral wisdom. Because healing is not one size fits all. And it's so much more than a lab result. So again, thank you for being here. Now, let me share with you the truth about healing chronic illness and what it has taught me about breaking the cycles that we carry. When I was first diagnosed with lupus, like many of us, I turned to Google. And what I found broke my heart. I saw so few people that looked like me sharing their lived experiences managing an autoimmune disease. Instead, most of what I saw were endless lists of what to not do, what to not eat, what to avoid. And the deeper I went, the more confused I became about food and about healing and how to actually live with this illness. It felt like I wasn't following someone else's strict protocol perfectly. It felt like I was failing because I wasn't getting the results that they promised. But healing is not about restriction or fear. It's not about trying to erase who you are or your culture or your joy around food. And that's why I started this channel, to share the truth on what I wish I had known, what I had seen. Not a rigid set of rules, but a human story, a layered healing journey. Because that's the truth. Our healing is layered. A place where nourishment is about wholesome and not restriction. Okay? So again, thank you for being here. Now let me share the truth about breaking the cycle. Listen, there were days when I felt so fragile. I almost forgot until my friend reminded me recently. My friend said to me, "Jenny, do you remember how sick you were? You couldn't eat. You were so thin. You were malnourished. I brought you some crackers and you couldn't even swallow them. Your throat was so inflamed. You were scared to eat because you thought you would vomit. I had buried that memory, y'all. And hearing it, I cried. I'm actually getting emotional sharing that story because often we focus on where we want to go rather than how far we have already come. And the truth is, the trauma that we carry runs deep. Not just the trauma of illness, but generational trauma. It's been taught to have us push through, to silence our needs, to shrink ourselves in systems not set up for our wellness and success. My healing has meant unlearning all of that and choosing to move differently. Now, I'm not going to lie, it's hard, y'all. But I need to honor my nervous system. If I want to exist in a state of optimal well-being and abundance, I must honor my mind and my body. Listen, there's no perfect way to do this. Your healing will look different from mine, and that's exactly how it should be. My channel is here to encourage you to reclaim your health. And if this resonates with you, I'd love for you to share your biggest lessons in the comments. And if you're looking for deeper support, I offer one-to-one coaching, a 30-day mind-body breakthrough session, and a monthly Lupus Connection Empowerment Circle. Keep going. You're healing even now.